So guys, Oliver here, and today I will be talking about Homo Ludens and Homo sapiens and Homo erectus and Homo religios and so on. I will be playing basketball and you will understand why later, because Homo Ludens actually means Homo gamer or Homo player. So I'll be playing basketball. I'm not that good, and my girlfriend will help me to play. So that's it. Guys, I will record a video here because there where I was playing basketball, the quality of the audio was not that good. And even here, you may hear some noises, but just pay attention on the text and what I will explain. Who was the first man? What was the gender of the first human being? What was the color of the first human being? Where did it live? What was its name? What was its religion? Those questions means that we have to think about the first human being as a complete individual. But he was not complete. He did not achieve completude yet. Okay? Because the first human being was the first Homo. And the word Homo means man in Latin, but it means a complex animal. An animal that use tools, and an animal that have complex and analytical thinking, but not actually a man, not with a religion, a family, a gender, maybe a gender in a sense, in the biological sense, but not a gender in the social sense. Okay? What was the gender of the first human being? What was the color of the first human being? Where did it live? What was its name? And so on. To define is to limit. But in this case, to define is to catch an essence. So to define what is it to be human is not to limit. No, human start here, human finish here. No, it is to catch the essence of human being. What is it that make an animal a human? The first concept we will understand is the Homo. What is it to be Homo? In simple words, Homo is a complex animal. An animal that presents complex analytical thinking and use of tools. This is important because the main contemporary view of man is derived from the first term, being Homo, the animal that thinks, analyzes, and uses tools. It is necessary to explain why we evolved such important behavior. So why did we evolve the ability, the skill to use tools? Okay. Homo erectus. When in an environment favorable to walk standing, in terms a place where the higher is your vision, the farther you see, where the sun burns like a desert, standing results in less body parts in exposure of the sun. The individuals that could walk standing would better adapt to the environment, having those more partners, leading its genes. This could explain the origin of Homo erectus. So in a place where the taller you are, the farther you see, better is to live. And if you're walking like a dog, your whole back is in sun exposure. But if you're walking like humans, only your head is in direct exposure to the sun. So it's better to walk standing, erectus. Okay? Homo faber. Walk standing, those earlier humans got their hands free to move, grab and throw rocks, sticks, or whatever material. With time and a more adaptive hand and finger, it became possible to craft things. So walking standing, you have your hands free. So with your hands free, you could grab things using your finger or your fingers. So crafting, grabbing things, you may throw rocks, throw sticks, or crafting materials. Okay. After something starts to burn for natural reasons, such as thunder, rays, or sunlight, those humans could use its free hands to grab a stick in flames, for example, and use it to burn meat, exciting its particles and liberating more energy and nutrients, or getting cold in the dark and freezing night. So you as a earlier human, if you see that something is burning, for example, vegetation in flames, you could have a stick, grab the fire, and make a fire pit in your cave. Okay, so the fire pit could warm your meat, and when a meat get warm, it starts to move the particles and liberating more nutrients. Okay, with more access to nutrients in a life with less risk, maybe the brain could drop some ideas. For example, flint knapping, and after use it as a knife, or in some extreme case, to create fire from rocks and sticks. So flint knapping is to take a rock and make some kind of knife out of the rock. So kind of a edge in a rock. Okay. Work in order to live is not exclusive. Work in order to live is not exclusive to humans, but to all beings. To be a living being on Earth with finite resources demands work in order to maintain energy. A human must work to live, but it's no different from an ant. For example, no man is defined by work, but all living beings. The difference is that men work smart. The difference is not in working, but in smartness. So, all living beings work. Work in order to maintain energy. Okay? But humans do it different. Humans not only work, but work with intelligence. In some case, humans put animals to work for humans. For example, I put a horse to work for me. I'm not working. The horse is working for me. Alright? Homo sapiens. With all those handcrafted instruments and having more access to nutrients, those earlier humans now could finally be called sapiens. Sapiens comes from sapiens, from Latin Homo culturalis. They passed the information generation to generation, creating an oral culture. So after we had access to nutrients, to instruments, to all those way of doing things, we had more time, more free time. So with free time, we had time to think. And thinking, we started to have ideas, and those ideas we got to pass those ideas generation to generation, creating then a culture. Okay, and lastly, we have the Homo Ludens, represented by terms well known academically. Finally, those earlier humans noted their bodies as tools that create tools in order to operate in reality. Now, they turn to operate with tools not only in reality, but outside it. They perceived reality and created an alternative to it. So now, with culture, instruments, and so on, we perceived reality, and with free time, we started to create an alternative reality, which we call a game or a play. And it shows us that we perceived reality, we created an alternative reality, and it's the last human stage. Okay, man now recognizes reality and even creates an alternative to it. So after we recognize reality, create games, and so on, we became Homo religious, because perceiving reality and guessing the existence of an alternative reality, also limiting it in a game or play. Now the earlier humans, they imply that our reality could have or not a limit, coming with the concept of a meta reality, now creating religions, which is an essence to extent of reality. Even the concept of God as the creator of reality, just like we created alternative games or reality. So after we create games, which is alternative reality, we limit that reality. So, for example, you will play basketball, and here comes basketball. You create rules, sets of periods or time, and you say, no, now this works like that. These are the rules. We will make a competition limited to those rules that could or could not be part of reality. For example, you could play as a woman even if you are a man, or you could play as a man if you are a woman. And when you're playing, you forget the time. You change the set of time. Your concept of periods could change. See? Homo Ludens, Homo 𝖉'𝕺𝖑𝖎ℎ, is a man that changed reality, create an alternative reality. And by that, man thought, well, if we can create alternative realities, limiting reality, who created our reality? So now they come with the concept of God as the creator of reality. God was the first Homo Ludens, or the first 𝖉'𝕺𝕑𝖐, because God created the reality. Even if there is another reality, which is God's reality, which is different from us, God don't see time as we see. But he created a concept of time and he put it on us. God is the creator of reality, just like we. Or you can do the inverse. We are the creator of alternative artificial reality, and we created the concept of a God that do the same. Homo 𝖉'𝕺𝕑. It's a little bit strange to say. To conclude, I will present the highest and maybe the true essence of man, the absence of essence. For man is so free in its essence that we could never define it anyway. But we keep trying. We keep in search. So maybe you saw the changes in stages, in essence. So maybe the essence of man is having no essence at all. We are so free that we have no essence. This gives us neither the essentialist man that already having an essence given by God, or for example, neither naturalist man defined by natural cause, but man as a volatile being, free enough to transcend definition of origin. So we are not essentialists. I am not an essentialist because I don't think there is this essence in man. We are free, we have no essence, but we change essences. So I'm not a essentialist. I don't think humans have an essence. Neither I am a naturalist. I don't think that natural causes changes human, but a human changes human. We are our own essence. So guys, the conclusion is that there's no essence, there's no definition of man that is universally accepted. Also, there is no thing as racism, because to be a man, it depends not on your color, on your gender, or on your religion, on your culture, or to be a man is the whole process. So if a African guy having its blood, the genes that pass it through all those historical stages, he's a man. Just like a white guy that in his blood have the genes that pass it through all those historical stages, he is a human, a man, because men have no essence. The essence of man is the volatile, is the stages, is the adaptive and unchangeable characteristic of evolution. So human is a process, and we are all at the same point in this process. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and there's it. I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a philosopher, so I don't know how to say that, but subscribe and see you later.